Hey loves, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a current favorites makeup tutorial. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys just the products that I've been loving and just using a lot lately, basically to create this everyday makeup look that I've been rocking a lot. And whenever I'm not rocking this eyeshadow look, I'm basically wearing the same exact eye look except with no eyeshadow. If you follow me on Snapchat, you know that I've just been loving it lately. And a lot of the products that I'm going to be mentioning, some of them are like a lot of old favorites that I'm just like loving again, and others are just products that you guys have just seen me raving about so much lately, and I just wanted to kind of do like a two-in-one sort of video, because in my disappointing products video I got so many requests for the eye look that I was wearing there. So this is basically why I wanted to also do this video, to recreate that eye look and share with you guys just products that I've been using on a daily basis. So hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see how to get this completed look, you know what to do. Let's get started. Alright, so I have my brows already done. I of course used my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in the shade Brunette. This has been my favorite for I don't even know how long now, like half of this year, like months and months and months. I love this brow pencil. So what I'm going to do is share one of my favorites, which I talked about in my brow routine a couple months back, but I just wanted to mention it in case you guys didn't know. The NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer is amazing for carving out your brows. It's like a really good mix of thick and creamy. And my favorite brush to carve out my brows is this Wet n Wild flat eyeshadow brush. This is like 99 cents or like maybe $2 max. What I like to do is just take this and just carve out my brows with this concealer. Whenever I'm having like a bad brow day, or even if I'm not having a bad brow day, I still like to do this because it really just emphasizes your brows and just make them pop so much more. So I always like to do this. Also, if you make any mistakes, this does a really good job with just, you know, kind of cleaning and fixing up any mistakes that you have with your brows. And this brush is just bomb.com. You can get Wet n Wild brushes on their website or at Walgreens. I have seen them, so check your local Walgreens out. Then I'm just going to take another favorite, which is the Ofra Beauty Sponge, and I'm just going to be blending out that concealer. I'll get into this sponge in a minute once I'm doing my foundation, because I am just loving it. This is no surprise, but I'm using my NYX eyeshadow base in the shade Skin Tone to go ahead and prime my lids. This is another product that I've been using for such a long time. It's a really, really great dupe for the MAC paint pots, because it's like basically the same thing, to be honest. The only thing is, like, the MAC paint pots have a ton of different shades. This one, I believe it comes in this color and like only 2 other ones. So less variety, but literally does the same thing. To go ahead and set that, this has been my favorite method. It's the single Wet n Wild eyeshadow in the shade Brule. I actually found mine at the Dollar Tree. So check out your Dollar Tree, check out Five Below. A lot of different places have Wet n Wild eyeshadows like this, but I just love it so much because it's so pigmented and creamy. Like, oh, I'm obsessed. You could obviously use a powder or anything also to set it, but I just love the shade of this, because you can see it just sets everything so nicely, and it just gives you a nice even canvas to work with when you're doing your shadow. For today's eyeshadow look, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. In my disappointing products video, I did not use this palette. I used a different palette that I mentioned there that I was just really not a huge fan of. So I'm going to create the same look with the colors in here because they're pretty much the same, but this palette, obviously, it's my go-to. So I'm starting off with the color Burnt Orange and Raw Sienna, and I'm just going to place these right into my crease. Taking this color and back and forth on my lid, everywhere. This look is seriously just like so easy, and I love it because it's really warm, so it's like, of course, perfect for the holidays coming up or just like every single day. And yes, I'm breaking out. Do you see those pimples? I haven't broken out on my cheeks in a pretty long time. These are stress pimples from school because I have so much going on right now. So it feels really nice to just come on here and do my makeup and talk to you guys. Picking up Red Ochre, I'm just going to apply that to the outer crease. I'm also going to take that with a little bit of the shade Relgar, or Railgar, I don't know how to say it, but just kind of mixing those 2 colors. I feel like if you don't have this palette, you can create a look like this using bronzers and blushes, because I know that there's bronzers obviously that are orange, and then there's blushes that are really, really deep. So, you know, you can always improvise if you don't have a certain palette. Picking up the color Tempera, which is obviously my fave, I'm just going to be taking this color and applying it right into the inner part of my lid. Not on the lid, just the inner part. It's gonna look crazy when I first apply it, but I'm gonna blend it out. I feel like the Wet n Wild eyeshadow in Creme Brulee that I used all over my lid is like a dupe for this shade. It's like basically almost identical. Just taking the same brush that I was just using, just blending out those edges. I'm gonna use the same Tempera shade and I'm gonna apply that to my brow bone. And I really like to build this shade up, so I basically just pack it on. And there is fallout with this palette because the colors are so buttery. I don't mind fallout though, but just an FYI if you're curious. So I'm just taking some sticky tape and I'm just gonna apply this on the outer edges. So I'm gonna be taking the deep chocolate brown color in this palette, and I'm using an angled eyebrow brush from Royal & Lang Nickel, which is a brand which you can get at Walmart. And I'm just gonna be taking this and basically doing my eyeliner with brown shadow. I'm not dipping my brush in any spray or anything. This brown is really, really pigmented, so I'm just gonna take this, and I like the tape to do my wing. That way I have a nice clean edge at the end. And basically I just follow along with the tape to do the wing. And that's it. I've been doing this method like so much with eyeshadow for my eyeliner because it's less harsh and it just looks really, really good. And then I just remove the tape and I have my wing, but it's really eyeshadow. And I wear this look a lot without the eyeshadow also, which you guys have seen on my Snapchat and stuff, because it just is so easy to do because it's just eyeshadow and lashes basically. Obviously one always looks a little bit better than the other, but I just take some baby wipes. I use the Parent Choice brand and I just wipe away any fallout and I kind of clean up the eyeshadow on the end if I feel like it doesn't look even, or if it doesn't look sharp enough, whatever the case may be, I just clean it up. So I just applied some mascara. I'm going to be applying my current favorite lashes. These are the Salon Perfect 614. Thank you guys so much for recommending these. I love them. They're basically like the Kiss No. 11's older sister. They're longer, they're wispier, they're both super gorgeous, but these are definitely longer. So if you have smaller eyes, I would go with the Kiss No. 11s. If you have bigger eyes, I would definitely try these out because they really make your eyes just like stand out. If you have smaller eyes, you might have to cut them because they are pretty big, as you can see. They really make a statement, but they're still, I think, perfect for every single day in my opinion, even though they're super long. But you guys know I'm always extra. But love these. I got this pack at Walmart, and of course I'm going to be using my Kiss eyelash glue. The one in the white tube with the brush is my favorite. So I'm going to pop these on and then I'll be right back. Alright, moving on to the face. So I don't have really any new primers. I just started using this back up again, the Maybelline Baby Skin, and this is one of my old favorite primers. This is like a silicone base primer, really good for just smoothing out your face. So I'm just going to apply this all over. So for foundation, I've been mixing the Estee Lauder Double Wear with the Too Faced Born This Way. This is totally unnecessary. You do not have to mix two of these high-end foundations, even though these are both my favorites. The only reason why I'm mixing them is just to get my perfect shade. The Too Faced Born This Way is in the shade Warm Beige. It's a little too yellowy for me at the moment because I'm so pale. And then in the Estee Lauder Double Wear 3W1 Tawny, I feel like it's a little too light for me. So mixing the two kind of just creates my perfect shade. I love both of these foundations. So like on their own, they're beautiful. Estee Lauder I feel like is really good if you have oily skin. And then the Too Faced one, I feel like that one's just really good like in general. Like if you have oily or dry skin, I think that's a really great foundation because I have like a combo of both. And I don't know why, I just love this combo lately. Like these are just two of my favorite foundations. Estee Lauder Double Wear, I feel like I just fell in love with it like all over again because kind of gave it a break and now I'm obsessed. And this Ofra Beauty Sponge, it has a specific name. I'm just calling it the Ofra Sponge, but this is amazing, you guys. This, okay, let me just show you. This is the Beauty Blender, the black one. And this right here, the teal one, is obviously the Ofra sponge. They're both squishy. They both are like the same when you get them damp underneath the sink. This is literally the closest dupe that I have found to the Beauty Blender. This is $15, and then I do have a coupon code with them, so you can get 30% off if you go on their website, and you can get this for even cheaper than that. I know it looks even still a little bit yellowy, both of these colors together, but once I apply my concealer and powder, I feel like it just all works out in the end. But anyways, back to this sponge because I've been using it a lot lately, like non-stop. I really, really love it, and I've never found a really good dupe for the Beauty Blender until this one. And let me tell you, when I first used it, to be honest, I was like, I don't think this is going to be a dupe. It didn't feel as squishy as it does now. The more that I used it, the more squishy and like bouncy it got. I just love it. You guys have to try it. So if you don't feel like spending $20 on a beauty sponge, check out the Ofra one on their website. I'll have a link to it down below. For my under eye, I'm going in with the Hard Candy Instant Eye Fix. I really love this. This is just such a great under eye treatment. It doesn't have a lot of coverage, which I wish that it did, but what makes up for that is just how refreshing and like hydrating it is underneath the eye. So I found this at Walmart and I really love it, especially on those days where I didn't get enough sleep the night before, because it just really gives me this like refreshing feeling under there. So I'm just gonna take this with the same sponge and just blend it out. You guys knew this was going to be my favorite, Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This one is in the shade Medium. I went to Ulta today and they didn't have light medium, which is the shade that I want to get. They're always sold out, so I'm just working with this. But this concealer, you guys, is bomb.com. Like, this is all I've been using. So full coverage and it's creamy. I'm running out. I can already tell. I've been using this nonstop, but it's just really, really amazing. The coverage of it is just insane to me because I thought the Too Faced Born This Way concealer was like really amazing coverage, and then I tried this and this like blew that one out of the park. I mean, I still love the Too Faced one, but this one is definitely super high coverage. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my favorite powders. This is the e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder. I'm gonna use that to set my under eye and my entire face. This is just absolutely flawless. I've talked about this in another favorites video. I'm still using it. Alright, I'm going to finish up my lower lashes. Let me zoom you guys back in. I'm going to just pick up the shade Relgar and a little bit of Red Ochre and just smudge that under there. Per usual, I always do this because you can't forget your lower lashes. Like, lower lashes are key. My favorite eyeliner with this smoky eye is the NYX Golden Bronze Eyeliner. This is the Slide On Glide On liner, and I believe in that video that's the one that I had on as well. So I'm going to apply that on my waterline. So one of my favorite bronzers is the NYC bronzer in Sunny. It's just the perfect everyday matte orangey bronzer, and this is not like a new favorite. Obviously I've used this since high school, like I just love it, but I always feel like I will use other bronzers and then I forget about this and then I go back to it and I just fall in love with it all over again. So that's what happened in this case, and I'm just going to be using this angled brush from Target. So I don't know if all of you guys saw, but I did do a Dollar Tree haul about a month ago, and then after that I did a Dollar Tree makeup tutorial where I basically tried all the new products on camera, and I fell in love with the LA Colors blush in the shade Toast. It's just a really gorgeous everyday natural colored blush, and I've been using this a lot lately because it just goes with so many different makeup looks, and of course for every day it's perfect. This is only $1, so definitely check out your local Dollar Tree because it's so pigmented and it actually lasts all day, which is crazy because $1. So I'm using a stippling brush, of course, just to apply that to my cheeks. Do you see the pigment on that? It's crazy. And I want to talk about another blush palette that I've been loving as well, that I kind of like alternate between this blush for every day and then that one. This is the City Color Timeless Beauty Palette. This is just an everyday gorgeous blush palette. It comes with 4 blushes and 3 highlighters. I think if you have darker skin tones, this is going to be beautiful on you because the highlighters are a little bit darker. If you have lighter skin tones, you can totally use them as blush toppers, as eyeshadows. I mean, this palette overall is just amazing. So I wanted to shout it out and give it an honorable mention because I do use this a lot and I think it's just absolutely beautiful. I believe this runs for $25 on their website. You do always get discounts on citycolorcosmetics.com though because they're constantly having sales. Do you see that pigment though? Like, it's insane. So I had to mention it because look at that. I mean, I don't really see a lot of people talking about this brand, and I definitely think that they deserve more recognition because they have really great products from what I've tried so far, and they're so affordable. So then for highlighter, my favorite highlighter has been the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade Be My Highlight. When I first used this, I was like, okay, this is not showing up. It's too natural for me, but the more that I used it, the more that I just felt like I loved it. It's just the most perfect everyday highlighter. It just is so smooth and pretty, and you can build it up. You can totally do a little bit and it'll be like a super natural, like everyday highlighter, like barely there. Or you can build it up and get it to be just a really pretty everyday glow. So that's what I like to do, of course. So I'm gonna just take this other Target brand brush, the Up and Up brand, and I'm just gonna be applying that right to the tops of my cheekbones. And I, of course, do build it up because I like to be really glowy all year round. And I found this at Ulta and this was like $3. So I've been using this like non-stop. And I've been being a little extra lately. And what I like to do after I apply this, take a little bit of Becca Moonstone right over top just for a little bit more of a, you know, pop. Just because I'm being extra. This is just the combo that I've been doing lately. And I really, really love this one. You guys know Becca products are so good. Then for my lips, I'm going to use the NYX lip liner in the shade Sugar Glass. I mean, I've been using this, I don't even know for how long, you guys, but it's one of my favorite lip liners. And then over top, I've really been loving this lip color. This is the Lip Land liquid lipstick in the shade Tribeca. I mentioned this in my last tutorial. The formula of these goes on nice and smooth, but it does kind of get a little dry after having it on for a while. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll just go over top of it with a gloss, but I love this shade so much. That's why I just keep using it. So I'm just going to apply that. Alright you guys, so that does complete my current favorites makeup tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you like this style of like me sharing with you guys my current favorites and kind of like using them as well. It's kind of like a mixture of that and a chatty get ready with me, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. All details will be down below if you're interested, and I'll see you guys in a few days in my next video. Bye!